Hey guys, Jason, and today we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin Trust. Now if you don't know, it's being pushed by the Winklevoss twins. Now we know them from Facebook, and they've been speaking at a lot of Bitcoin conferences, and they've been really pushing Bitcoin fundamentally. It's nice to have, as much as Bitcoin is of the common man, it's nice to have some very wealthy, I guess the best term would be to say well-connected people to kind of get Bitcoin to the masses, to kind of get to not only the elite people trying to invest in Bitcoin, but also the average person. Not only newsworthy, but also just bringing in investors and such. So this Bitcoin trust that they're trying to do, they have to keep filing SEC paperwork. The start and to make your company public is a huge, monstrous project. I mean, it requires lots of lawyers. It's a big process. So they plan on filing with the NASDAQ under the ticker name COIN, which I think is kind of unique. The name COIN. If you say, hey, you see a coin went up, 23 cents, it seems cool, right? And it will get people on the outside kind of interested. One of the good things about this, though, is, right now, you can't invest, automatically your 401k into Bitcoin. Kind of a bummer, right? I mean, you can do it manually, but there's not too much security with it. Essentially what this Bitcoin Trust will do is it will be a middleman. So they'll have an amount of shares equal to, so many Bitcoins. And so when Bitcoin's price goes up, so will the shares. When the share price goes up, so will Bitcoin. It'll be kind of a direct correlation. Okay? So what we will see, and one of the reports just came out, is they want to have 20.1 million shares. Now I know the first question, if you don't know about shares or corporations, public listings, you'll say, well, is that a lot? It's not necessarily that many. We have companies like AMD has a whole bunch, Microsoft has a whole bunch more. Normally they take the amount of shares to what their desired price per share is and their desired market cap, and then they do some algorithms and they work with SEC to figure out what they want to offer initially. Now you can offer more shares, there's a process to adding more shares and such, but they'll start out with 20.1 million. So I think that's kind of cool, just a little update, there's not much with it. Just the fact that they're pushing this idea, and I think this is the main key point that a lot of people kind of skim over. Suddenly you have a 401k. You can invest, if you have a 401k right now, you can invest 5% of it into the gold market through things on the NASDAQ, through commodity trades. You can do it. It's easy to do, right? You can't invest your 401k into Bitcoin. And now a lot of people have 401ks in the public sector, as well as many individuals choose to have their pension as well as a 401k. Suddenly, if this Bitcoin Trust allows individuals to invest, maybe 1% or maybe 5% of their retirement into Bitcoin, while it is volatile, could create a huge, massive drive of income into Bitcoin, which in turn pushes development even further, which pushes it to the more common man and pushes it to worldwide and mass adoption, which is what we're aiming towards. So sometimes it's not the process that gets us to the final result, but how we get to it. So I think this will be one of the many steps. In my previous videos, I've talked about how Microsoft alone accepting Bitcoin isn't necessarily that big a deal, but the fact that all these corporations are suddenly starting to add collectively together to accept Bitcoin, we'll see that the Bitcoin Trust will be the same as such. That it won't be the Bitcoin Trust that blows Bitcoin up, but it'll be one, out of 100 that will push and further Bitcoin. So as today is January 1st, 2015, let's hope that 2015 is the year. We don't know when this is coming out, but every year is the year of Bitcoin, as it's always said. Let's make this year better than last year, and have a great year.